Thank you for having me here tonight. It's always a pleasure to come to Wixom and to see the new innovative things that are going on. But it's my duty tonight to introduce Kevin, our mayor. And what I'd like to do is Kevin Wright Hinckley is the son of an industrial representative, was born in Jackson, Michigan, and graduated from Lumina Christi Catholic School in 1974. The Hinckley name was and still today associated with the Hinckley Bakery, celebrating its 100th birthday. He met his wife Linda in 1976, and they were married in 1980. And in 1990, the family moved to Wixom and fell in love with the city and Oakland County. They have two children, Michelle, a graduate from law school at Wayne State University, now working for the City of Boston Law Department, and a son, Eric, who is a member of the United States Air Force and graduated from Eastern Michigan University with a degree in aviation and is now located in San Antonio, Texas. He is part of the Air Force National Guard and at the same time working for Boeing Aircraft. The mayor sits on several committees: Wixom Community Foundation, the chair of the National Organization of Mayors, Automotive Coalition, which is now expanded to the Manufacturing Alliance of Communities. One of the biggest of the MAC accomplishments to this date has been the creation of a $737 million environmental remediation and redevelopment trust for the communities impacted by the closure of the General Motors facility. Prior to this, as mayor on November 3rd, 2007, Kevin served on the Wixom City Council for 6.5 years, as well as on the Tax Abatement Committee. He has also been an avid supporter of the City Parks and Recreation Program, instrumental in establishing the CW3 and the Wixom soccer programs. However, the mayor's main focus has always been to maintain taxes and stabilize the budget, retain and bring jobs to Wixom, all of which while being president of the Industrial Supply and Lighting Companies right here in Wixom. Many in the community and the region know his wife Linda is Wixom's Community Park and Recreation Supervisor in the Community Services Department. And you can always find Linda and Kevin at most city events. Therefore, I am pleased to introduce to you Mayor Kevin W. Hinckley to present to you the 2013 City Address. Mr. Mayor.
Wow, that's quite an opening, and I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I was almost thinking we were going to have to expand on the room, so I'm glad that everybody found a seat and that we're all here and we're nice and warm and cozy. So thank you. It is with great honor that we, our council, present to you tonight the State of the City Address for the City of Wixom. I'd like to begin the evening by introducing my family. Please welcome my wife, Linda, Wixom's First Lady, my lifelong partner and best friend for 33 years. Linda, thank you for your unwavering support and confidence in me. I couldn't possibly do all that I do without your support. I would also like to recognize my son, Eric. I would also like to recognize his beautiful wife, Amy, and my daughter-in-law. And they're here for the weekend as Eric serves in the Air Guard at Selfridge Air Force Base. This technology here is a little new for me, so I kind of got to get used to this roving screen here, if you will. But we'll get through it. What a privilege and an honor it is to have served the citizens and taxpayers of Wixom this past year, and we do this work together, our council. And now, one of America's great municipal team, members of our city administration, our department heads, and our employees. City Manager Tony Nowicki, I'd ask you all to please rise. Thank you for all the good work and your significant sacrifices that you make day in and day out in providing excellent service to our community. You have truly continued to make our city world-class. Once again, let me share with you some of their accomplishments of the past year. They brought home the 5th Michigan Entrepreneurial City Award, and I'll talk a little bit about that a little later. You also may be aware that we were awarded an $80,000 grant for LED lighting in the village center area. Last year, this program was expanded through the Community Development Block Grant Program, and because of that, down on South on Pontiac Trail, all the street lights there have been converted to LED lights, saving our city over $4,000 per year and bringing the total to $12,000 for all the LED projects that we've done so far. The work on the awarded $5 million grant for the acquisition of the 5.3 miles of the former coal railroad track running through Wixom, Commerce, and Walled Lake, that work continues. The Michigan Trailways Management Council, composed of representatives from each community, they're working hard on this project, and they've done so far, they've done an ALTA survey, they've done title work and environmental assessment, all that's been completed so far. Last year, the city was awarded an EDA grant for the preparation of an economic development strategy in the amount of $87,000. Organization of a multi-jurisdictional police task force to investigate the Wixom I-96 shootings and arrest the perpetrator. And I think our police did a big thing. I'm going to go off my schedule here a little bit and tell you a little bit about that. I had to snoop around and see what was going on during that thing. So I went up to Dunkin' Donuts and I picked up I don't know how many dozen donuts and muffins and bagels, and I thought I'd go in, you know, with all these various different police divisions, from state to county sheriffs to terrorist type FBI. I mean, they were all there. They're all there. So I go walking in, and I've got donuts in one arm, and I got these coffee jugs and all that. I'm going in. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna really load these guys up. And I go in there, and they're all busy. I mean, there's chunks of cars sitting around here in this place, and they're all busy at work. And I walk in, and lo and behold, they've got a table that I don't know, was probably half as big as this stage. That was already full of donuts and coffee. So, I mean, they were way ahead of me, as they usually are. And but it was kind of neat that I got to, you know, sneak in behind the scenes and see what was going on. And that was really an impressive effort, and great job by our police department. Also, Detective Jeffrey D. House received the 2012 Domestic Violence Hero Award from Oakland County Council Against Domestic Violence for his service to victims of domestic violence. We also had 3 police reserve officers that were added to the ranks of our police department. Our DPW foreman, Jimmy Bird, he graduated from the Michigan Public Service Institute. Also, another DPW employee, Andy Allen, received the light diesel mechanic certification. Also, did Gary sneak in tonight? Gary Hamlin? Gary? Okay, all right. But this past year, we saluted Gary Hamlin, a retiring police detective and officer of the city after 26 years of distinguished police service. Many of you may or may not remember that Gary was one of the police officers who responded to the Wixom Ford plant shooting on November 14th, 1996. I remember this day vividly. I was heading out of town to go north deer hunting, and I just got out of town before they shut everything down. So I remember that day, November 14th of 1996. And Gary was the officer who exchanged gunfire with the assailant to force him from the assembly building so that he would not injure or shoot any additional workers. And what you may not know was that Gary and another officer both received top cop awards in Washington, D.C. from the National Association of Police Organizations and the Police Medal of Honor from the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police for what he did that day and how he risked his life to save others from harm's way. Gary deserves great tribute for his service to all of us, and I am grateful that he spent his working life as one of our police officers. Also this year, Sergeants James Osborne and Shannon Hanna are retiring as well. This one always chokes me up a little bit. This past year, we mourned the loss of one of our employees. Kathy Noren, she worked in the finance department, was a very special lady, and I tell you, we will miss her dearly. But One of the more happier events that has taken place, I guess, for the individual that retired is we cannot forget the guy who's led the city for 21 plus years and recently retired former city manager Mike Dornan. Mike's accomplishments and his innovative ideas are far too long to list here tonight. However, I can tell you that as he said in his exit interview with the Spinal Column, his fondest memory was watching his fellow employees grow. Mike, please stand and take a bow, and thank you for all your accomplishments, Mike. Right. I'd also like to thank our regional partners, and number one at the top of the list is Oakland County and Oakland County Executive Brooks Patterson for his continued support. The city received another Brooksy Way grant of $1,000 that will continue to assist enhancements such as purchasing exercise equipment for our seniors in their programs, which is an average of 60 seniors participating in each class. As well, again, through Oakland County, the city received a $3,100 grant for mobile recreation services such as inflatables and climbing walls that are utilized at our city events. Last year, I reported to you on our One Stop Ready program selection by Oakland County. We have continued to work and develop our strategies to recruit, retain large and small businesses while targeting the 10 emerging sectors identified by the county as the up-and-coming list of who's who in the radically changing business world. I would also like to report that if you haven't looked at your Oakland County property assessment report that comes to you in the mail, you may want to do that. Last month, in the State of the County address, Brooks reported that home values are up 1% on average across the county. I know that's not a lot, folks, but you know what? It isn't going down, it's going up, and that's what we want our values to do, is to go up. So it's good to see that we've got it going in the right direction. Also, I'd like to give a big thank you this evening to our County Commissioner, Phil Wiper. Phil has worked with us on a number of projects, including the recent highly visible Milford rezoning antenna farm. And yes, Senator Mike Caldwell, who introduced me tonight, he led the charge to provide an important brownfield tax credits package for the cleanup and the redevelopment of the Ford plant. Serving his first term, Senator Caldwell, Republican of White Lake, was elected to the Michigan State in November of 2010. He will chair the State Economic Development Committee, act as a vice chair of the Senate Transportation Committee, and he will serve as a member of the Senate Natural Resources, Environment, and Great Lakes Committee and the Senate Reforms, Restructuring, Reinventing Committee. You're going to be busy. I'd also like to thank and recognize those who represent us in Washington, D.C., especially Senator Debbie Stabenow. Is Barb here tonight? Barb, you're hiding somewhere? No, I don't think Barb made it. But Senator Stabenow's office, who's working on the Farm Bill for specialty crops and local food systems, this bill recognizes the diversity in American agriculture and importance of providing access to healthy foods. It focuses on strengthening programs for farmers and producing specialty crops. It supports growing organic farm sectors and expands opportunities for local and regional food systems. Increases access and affordability of healthy food options, as well as it promotes better health for our school children. This really ties nicely into our Thursday Farmers Market, which is growing each year and continues to bring people, fresh produce, and other seasonal items together in an entertaining outdoor environment. Our Farmers Market will return in May, and we will run through the first week of September. Last year, I spoke to you about staying the course and the importance of reinventing how we do our work here in Wixom. Tonight is a continuation of that journey. We are adding the phrase, investing with confidence. Remember that, investing with confidence. I am proud of Wixom's progress, but much more remains to be done. For the 5th time, Wixom was recognized by the University of Michigan Dearborn for being a city that fosters entrepreneurial growth and economic development. The award reflects the Wixom advantage, a formalized approach between the city departments, city council, and the business community. In fact, Wixom added 96 new businesses to the community last year. In addition to that, 7 existing businesses opened a second location, and 1 opened a third location. The building department issued 2 of the largest demolition permits ever in the city for the demolition of the former Wixom plant. 4,222 schmackaroos, so that makes for a nice investment. Tonight, I would like to introduce to you Brian Wilson of Barrow Investments, who is leading the charge in the demolition and redevelopment of the former Ford assembly plant. Brian, where are you? There he is. There's our guy. I'm sure you've noticed the plant is coming down at a ferocious pace. Brian and his team are committed to providing us with the very best opportunities in repurposing the site, so it becomes a new economic engine. Thanks for investing in our community, and Brian, thank you again for showing up here tonight. Appreciate it. The Vision Plan 2025 still remains an important tool in the restructuring of our financial success. This plan, along with newly started budgeting sessions, offer valuable long-range planning and sustainability, while utilizing our core assets to maintain a safe future for the residents and businesses of Wixom. And I'd like to mention a few. Expansion of the assessing department into an economic development and business assistant program. Reorganization and outsourcing of services provided by building, planning, and the zoning department. The formation, I think this is key, this is a new one for us, the formation of a citizens police and fire review group to evaluate and make recommendations to the city manager regarding our public safety programs. Reorganization and outsourcing of services provided by the community service department without sacrificing our services and the continuation of our world-class events. You know, businesses large and small are staking their future in our community by reinvesting and expanding. One such business is the Wixom Marathon Service Station and Convenience Store, owned by Eddie Osmond. Eddie, he's planning to replace tanks with new state-of-the-art underground storage tanks, new overhead canopies in the fueling areas, along with additional landscaping and pavement sealing. Eddie's plans are launching due to the purchase of the former Ford site, and he's planning now with confidence for increased business levels. So Eddie, please stand and take a bow. Another such entrepreneur is David Connell, President and CEO of Adept Plastic Finishings Incorporated. Adept is a Tier 2 automotive manufacturer of decorative automotive plastics, along with painting and chrome plating is their core business. The business started in 1984 in Farmington Hills and moved to Wixom in 1989 to Anderson Court. Currently, they occupy 3 buildings, totaling 150,000 square feet. If you haven't noticed along Beck Road, they are in the process of constructing their second new facility, which will be approximately 72,000 square feet. This represents several million in equipment and construction dollars into our community. David, you hiding somewhere on me tonight? Or there he is. David Connell, please stand. There you are. Thank you. David also chairs on our board of the Wixom City Foundation. So thank you, David, for your investment and investing in our community. Another great example of investing with confidence is Hosco Fittings Company, led by their president, Tom Murray. They recently moved from its previous 13,000 square foot facility in Livonia to its newly acquired 23,000 square foot facility in Wixom. The new building allowed them to start with a completely empty facility and build it out to meet their present and their future needs. This is a long list of what they manufacture. A full line of delivery system components for paint and finish application. David, are you talking to these guys? Okay. Including specialty and standard fittings, check and ball valves, spray gun accessories, filters, swivels, and extensions, paint and air hose lines, along with hose connectors, spring guards, tees, and manifold fittings and bulkheads. I'm telling you, this was like a fantastic example of repurposing an old building. If you notice the mold in the building that was existing and what it looked like to what they have today. Tom, you with us tonight? Huh? Where you at, Tom? Didn't show up. Okay. All right. That's okay. He's going to miss the afterglow. But yeah, this was a terrific job, and it really turned out nice, and we've even had a couple meetings over there. So great job, all of you guys. Appreciate that, and thank you for investing in our community. In addition to what we in government do here in the city is what our citizens do, you folks here. The remarkable level of volunteerism that exists in our community inspires me, believe me, every day. Many of you know we as a community have a long history of volunteering. Tonight, I'd like to highlight a shared volunteer program that we have with the Walled Lake Eagles. Many from our community have partnered for 6 years with the Eagles on Rebuild Together with Oakland County and our neighboring community, CW3, where we work on 5 homes each year. This collaboration reaches out to 5 homeowners in the surrounding communities that may not have the financial means to repair and update their homes. The Eagles also assist with Operation Soldier, Operation Can Do, where they collect food goods and deliver that to typically like 600 pounds of food to the hospitality house. The Eagles are a huge part of this community, and I urge you to support their efforts. I'd like to introduce to you tonight the president of the Walled Lake Eagles, Mr. Keith Erdman, and also I'd like you to know that the Eagles are celebrating their 40th year as an area chapter. Please join me in welcoming Keith. Keith? People doing for people. Is that right? People helping people is their motto. So I'd like to remind you that if you'd like to participate in this year's Rebuild Together program, to contact our Parks and Recreation Department. It'll take place the last week of April, and I'm the cook, so you know, come by and have a couple burgers on me. Wixom continues its tradition of hosting terrific events for all ages. I'd be remiss if I did not touch on the sponsorship assistance we receive here in the city from many of our local businesses for several of these city events. Many of our events are cost deferred due to partnerships with our community businesses. The city's sponsorship program for 2012 resulted in over $84,000 for city events, of which $35,000 was received in cash, $4,100 in grants, $11,314 in in-kind services, and 1,100 hours of volunteer work that would have necessitated about $33,000 in labor. So these events, along with attracting regional attention, bring the community together and create a bond between the business community, residents, and those of us who are committed to nurturing Wixom's success and sustainability. I'd like to thank Linda Zabik, Manager of Public Relations and Community Involvement for Genesis Credit Union, for without her and her active role, many events that we have just wouldn't be successful. Genesis continues to be committed to giving back to the community, which shows in their sponsorship totaling $29,000 just for Wixom alone from 2008 up to 2013. They've sponsored city events such as Founders Day, Hot Blues Barbecue, Showcase Wixom, Bunny Hop, Farmers Market, and the Fall Fest. Linda wanted to be here tonight, but she recently had knee surgery, and so the doctor hasn't quite released her to move around. So we do appreciate, I don't know if anybody else from Genesis showed up, but we do appreciate what they do for our community. We experimented last year holding the Independence Day celebration once again in the downtown. Well, I can tell you the reviews were fantastic and they're still coming in. So we will continue to establish this as a Wixom tradition and yearly event. Having the community come together through special events is something to be proud of. Thanks to all those who have contributed to make this a bang-up event. I'd like to thank Total Sports Complex, Tony Mosconi, who's always made a nice contribution and is committed again this year to a contribution. Shorts Brewing, Backyard Coney, Wixom Liquor, Hines Park Ford, AFP Sound, Wixom Towing, Sarah Banks, the Student Council, and the VFW, the Ladies Auxiliary. homeowners associations, and so many residents who donated to make this event a great success. I would encourage all you residents, as you see these donation boxes in our area businesses, to contribute. It's great to get contributions from our business community, however, we need the support of residents just as well. So you know, contributions have already started for this year's events, because like I said, we've got Hosco Fittings, Sam's Club, Hubble Roth and Clark Engineering, Genesis Credit Union, Total Sports Complex, again, the new Wixom Dance Academy, all these folks have already stepped up to the plate with a contribution for 2013 events. I really appreciate that. You know, our summer concert series is launching its 7th year. It doesn't seem possible, but time flies when you're having fun, and we do have fun at the concert series. These have become a summer conduit for our community. Residents look forward to heading down to Sibley Park, meeting with friends and neighbors while snacking, a lot of people dancing, and just relaxing and having a nice evening out. I also would like to recognize those local sponsors, our Varsity Lincoln, ITC Holdings, Wixom Dairy Queen, Backyard Coney, 3M and Tool, Brinkman Pumps, O'Brien and Sullivan Funeral Home, Shorts Brewing, DTE, again Hubble Roth and Clark, again New Wixom Dance Academy, and Exquisite Car Care. That sponsoring was a total of $15,750 for 2012 concert series. Again, let's thank those folks. You know, our fall programs continue to grow as well. The Fall Fest and the Panther Hunt, as well as the Monster Mash, these have all been a huge success. But, you know, we kind of round out the year with our Wixom year-long calendar of events, wrapped up with the annual holiday tree lighting in December and Breakfast with Santa. These events, as all others, were well attended and enjoyed by many residents. I did indicate to you earlier the county distributed its update on home values, which countywide were up 1%. This, as I said, is heading in the right direction, and so is our city. The city manager, along with the finance director, Kevin Brady, by the way, this is the guy, along with his staff, that continue to receive awards for the professional work and accuracy in delivering our budget and the day-to-day operations. Kevin, I know you're here. I want you to stand up and take a bow. As I said, they've got yours and my city heading in the right direction. They recently presented the council a work-in-progress document that outlines how we'll continue utilizing your dollars wisely. Combined with many cost savings and reductions already presented here this evening, our 5-year plan to sustainability and staying the course looks like this. We're restructuring the building department functions and outsourcing planning and zoning. We're moving employees from a defined benefit plan to a defined contribution plan. Public Act 152, the implementation of that. Reduced general liability and property claims. We're outsourcing certain community service programs while we still maintain those wonderful events. We're going to utilize operational audits to uncover and improve overall efficiencies within all of the departments. And as we may be recommended by the newly mentioned committee regarding our police and fire, the outsourcing or restructuring the police services to Oakland County Sheriff's Department, and we're only looking at that, folks, as a last resort. We're also announcing this evening, as an additional tool to engage the community and their input, 2 town hall meetings. These will be part of an ongoing mechanism to meet with residents, owners, business owners, in an open forum, allowing them to be part of the solution. Big key there, part of the solution. So I ask you to watch for this announcement of the 2 all-important dates, and as always, we're going to continue to make across-the-board budget cuts, and we'll be looking at that. Before I close, I'd like to recognize a couple people. Our Walled Lake Western TV folks that are here tonight. Gang, why don't you come on out here for a minute? Come on out here. Come on out here. Come on, these guys offered to come down here. Come on. Come on, come on out here. Come on out here. We got Alexis, Stephen, Kanisha, John, and Jason. Thanks for coming and helping us. And after I'm done, we're got a little reception going on next door, and I want you all to know this is nothing out of your pockets. It's donated by myself and area businesses. So I want you to go next door. Don't leave without grabbing something. I've got some really nice food over there for you, and I certainly want you to go over there and enjoy that. But in closing, as I said earlier, we in municipal government are experiencing what many in private business did in 2008, 2011. And a lot of you business owners in here, David, Tom, Eddie, you guys know what we went through in 2008, 2011. We downsized our companies, we resized our companies, and we right-sized our companies. In municipal government, no matter where you go today, you go to these seminars with municipal government, and they're all faced with the same challenges. As the tax revenue came in, it depleted, our home revenues depleted, and we're all in the same boat. So here we are today, and we're moving forward. But I did ask you to support a millage increase this past November, and you stepped up to the plate. Many of you came forward through town hall meetings to voice your ideas of approval, and some were disapproval. And we thank you for those. We as council listened. However, as painful it is, we must make decisions that keep our community sound while providing and sustaining services. We need to remain positive. We must strengthen our investment and be confident that as a result, Wixom indeed has a bright future. We can't afford to slow, and we must finish what we started. Together, we will move Wixom forward, and a lot of our businesses are going to help. Thank you so much for honoring the council and me through your attendance here this evening. This is the state of your wonderful city. We are extremely proud of the progress that we are making together, and we are determined that staying the course and investing in our community will sustain our community for several years to come. God bless you all, God bless the city of Wixom, and God bless our troops who serve this great country. Good night, and everyone join us next door. Thank you.
Your expectations of the mayor's speech met?
Oh yes, it's always an uplifting speech and all the great things. I was surprised that there were 96 new businesses in Wixom. That's tremendous. No, I'm always happy with this. I had the honor of introducing Mayor Hinckley the last couple years when I was a state rep for this area, but now there's a different guy. But I had to come back and see all my old friends in Wixom.
Are you glad that you came back to see us?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, I mean, Wixom was mine up until January this year, so I've got like Tony Nowicki I've known for years, and, you know, and ex-city manager Dornan knows a lot of just great folks here in Wixom.
So what is your reaction to the mayor's speech?
Oh, again, it was just a very uplifting. It's always positive. The thanks he gives to all the community businesses and the staff, it's just tremendous. So like I said, Wixom's a great place, and the mayor explains that well.
Exactly. Are there any high points that stuck out tonight?
Well, what I mentioned before, all the businesses and all the staff that are, again, it's, I mean, that was pretty much what it was about. He was doing a lot of thank you of people, and the fact that, you know, residential sales are up 1%, that's encouraging. Doesn't sound like much, but it's the right direction instead of going down or going up, yeah.
Well, we greatly appreciate your time and effort, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. And I'm here with a resident of Wixom. So, what brings you here tonight?
I'm here because I'm interested in what's going on in the city. I'm interested in not just what's happened during the past year, but I'm very interested in what's going to happen in the coming year and the years to come.
So would you say that your expectations were met from the mayor's speech?
Yes, absolutely, because I think that he had a very good mixture of a recap of what we've seen. He's also talked about the challenges we've encountered and the fact that just because we've passed a millage election doesn't mean that everything is fixed. There's still a lot of work to be done.
Exactly. So are there any high points that stood out to you the most?
I think that one of the things that he showed was that the city's success is made up of not just the employees, but also the people who give of their time freely as volunteers, and he made a very good point of recognizing those people.
Well, thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I greatly appreciate it. WLTV greatly appreciate it.
Excellent, and best of success to you.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Kanisha Sanders, and I'm here with Tony Nowicki, who's the city manager of the city of Wixom. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, Kanisha, and you?
I'm doing excellent. So, were your expectations from the mayor's speech met tonight?
Oh, definitely. I think the mayor hit a home run here. He addressed where we've been, where we're going, some of the measures that we'll need to take in order to maintain some fiscal sustainability in the community. Some of those are extremely aggressive, but we need to move forward and take care of business here in the community. And I think that the path that we've laid out and the mayor has laid out will lead us to that sustainability in the future.
Okay. So, what were some of the high points that stood out to you most tonight?
Well, again, the mayor's financial issues that he talked about, but I get the high point for me was the volunteerism. If you look at the volunteers that we have in this community, they're tremendous. Whenever the community needs something, all we do is put out the word, and we have folks there. From rebuilding Oakland and the homes that we have, to working on our events, to going out and helping put together our fireworks program. Whatever we need, the residents are there, and that's the secret of what makes Wixom great. Wixom is a community, is tremendous, and community with a lot of character.
So, do you believe that the business also builds the community as the community builds the businesses?
Yes, I do. They go hand in hand. We have a residential component and we have a business component, and without each other, they can't survive. The residents provide not only the taxes, they pay taxes, but they also provide the people that are needed in the businesses, and the businesses provide the jobs as well as their proportionate share of taxes to support the city services.
Well, we here at WTV greatly appreciate your time and your effort that you have put into tonight's performance. So thank you so much from the bottom of all of our hearts.
Kanisha, thank you, and thank all your team members here. You did a great job. This is new for the city of Wixom, and we're going to do it many more times.
Thank you so much. I'm here with David O'Connell, who's a business owner of Adept in the city of Wixom. So, Mr. O'Connell, how long has your business been in the city of Wixom?
24 years now.
Wow, that is a really long time.
Yes, it is.
What is the secret to your success?
Two things, good equipment and good people.
What is the best thing Wixom does right for your business owners?
Infrastructure right now. We've got good roads. I'd like to see Beck Road widened. That would be very, very nice, but the easy access to the expressways is very helpful.
And last question, what would you say to other business owners that may be considering Wixom?
Fine place to live, fine place to work. Highly recommend it. That's why we've been here for 24 years and 4 buildings, and now 150 people work at Adept Plastic Finishing.
Well, we hope that you're here for many more years to come.
We will be.
And we greatly appreciate you taking out the time to interview with me.
Can I bring up one other thing?
Of course you can.
We need good young people to come to work here. We're very, very happy to train you. So you kids out there that are mechanically inclined and don't think college is really right for you, come to work at Adept Plastic Finishing. You'll have a very rewarding experience financially, educationally, emotionally, everything. Please come and see us. I'll be happy to give you a personal guided tour.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cano. Thank you so much. Kanisha Sanders. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we greatly appreciate your time and effort of watching tonight's show at the State of the City address that the mayor has given, Mayor Kevin Hinckley. So we greatly appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much.